Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. I'm glad to hear on this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up, a special guest here in the studio. We'll be giving away a lot of good fresh seafood. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Looking at a pretty day, pretty weekend shaping up. High today 73, low 56. Water temperature is hanging in there around 71 degrees. I don't have the river reading chart, but both rivers are falling out now. That's brought to us by Sandhill Seafood. And speaking of some fresh seafood, go up there. That's some local folks, good fresh seafood, and they'll cook it right there on the spot. Like I said, that catfish comes straight out of the Choctawhatchee River, and that the grouper and snapper coming right out of the Gulf of Mexico. They're probably sleeping in the Gulf last night. So fresh. Now, take a look at a tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We know the neap tides today and neap tides tomorrow. Not a lot of tidal flow, so you have to sort of play it by ear, and whichever that way the wind's blowing, you're going to have a little bit of movement. As far as tide, though, coming around the bridges and all, just won't be a lot of movement. So you can still catch fish on neap tides, but you just have to move around and work a little bit harder, okay? Now, our marine forecast, west-northwest, it's calmed down from 10 to 20. They're giving us at 11 to 12 today, so it's going to be a calm day, I guess, compared to what we have had the last 3 weeks here in April. And let's go and do our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. There's some fine folks down there, and what a neat store. 10:58 to 12:58, okay, right in the middle of the day, and then 11:22 to 1:22 tonight. Middle of the day, that's going to be interesting because there's not going to be a lot of stuff going on as far as movement, but we'll go with that. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with our special guest. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to our special guest this morning, all the way from Sea Deck this morning, Richard. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, Wilson, good to have you. Good to be back.
Listen, he's been on here. We've been talking about fishing, and we got all kinds of fishing stories to talk about, but we're glad to have you, and Will couldn't make it this morning. I guess he was sleeping in.
Yeah, that's what happens when you own the company.
He makes the first year or two, then all of a sudden he turns it over to you.
That's a hard-working man.
I know he is. But we were talking about fishing, and you've had some really neat. We're going to talk about Sea Deck in a little bit, but first things first. Let's talk about fishing. You were catching some fish the other day, catfishing. Tell us about it. I got a picture here. This whopper.
Well, my wife and I got to get a little time away and went up to Donaldsonville, Georgia side of Lake Seminole, and tried a little suspended noodle fishing for the first time, and had great success. Caught a bunch of catfish, but my wife caught quite an example. We estimated it probably between 45 and 50 pounds.
Wow. And
we let her go.
Yeah.
But biggest catfish we had ever seen, the biggest catfish they said they'd seen caught in that area.
Yeah.
And it was incredible, just a different way to catch them for me.
Well, what was cool, here it is. This is y'all's first time going noodle fishing.
Right.
Okay, and you did a lot of fishing in South Florida before you moved up here. You're a fisherman, I know that.
Absolutely, yes.
I asked him having a boat. He's only got 3 boats, so he and I sort of hit it off right from way back from the beginning, the 3-boat man. But what I love, you come to an area, you've been here a year or two, and then you learn how to fish.
Right.
So many of our viewers are the same way. Yep. And they come in here, watch the show, and see things. So how do you like that noodle fishing?
I liked it because in this instance, we were able to do it from the luxury of the couch in the living room.
Tell the folks real quick how you did it. This is
so, locally they suspend a bait underneath a piece of pool noodle. And I thought that was such a killer idea, so we did it. We were catching fish, but as it was getting late, we weren't ready to stop fishing yet. So we ran up and bought some glow sticks and slid them through the top of the noodle so that from the couch we could see the fish hit the bait and it would pop up and you would see that glow stick waving in the air, and we'd jump in the boat, drive out there and get them.
That's special now, Rod. That's unique. I never heard of that. Yeah, I mean, it's like the old ice fishermen, they have those things that stick up like that, when the fish is on. So that's very, very smart. And y'all let most of them go, but you kept some to eat.
We did. We kept a few of the eating size catfish.
The smaller size.
Right, but obviously that one and any of them that were 8, 10 pounds and over, we let them go.
Okay, good man. And that was fun. Okay, now we got to pay the bills. We got to talk about Sea Deck. We got some pictures, but let's go and mention it now. And we'll talk about it again today's Friday. But you're going to be where y'all going to be?
Tomorrow we'll be at West Marine on 23rd. That's adjacent to Home Depot. I'll be there from 8 to 12. We'll have our showroom trailer set up. We'll have a Yamaha center console jet boat that is all decked out there as well on display. And anything you could ever need to know about SeaDeck could be exampled there within that trailer, and look forward to talking to everybody.
Yeah, and you come out talking to him about noodle fishing because he's an expert. Only been one time, but to catch fish like this, you're an expert. We got some pictures. You know, you send me a lot of good pictures and all on the SeaDeck. And folks, I just want to say this. I was driving in this morning. I was trying to think of a testimonial between a before and after boat with SeaDeck on it. It's like difference between night and day.
It really is.
It honestly is, and I can testify because I had. It was just, my boat was a really nice boat. You put that on, it's like icing on a cake. I
tell you, it transforms the boat in every way. It certainly does.
And we got some pictures here. We've talked about it before. I just want to keep talking about it because you know, these larger boats and all, the cushion. We get a lot of pontoon and tritoons and things like that, and people walk around those a lot.
That's right.
And we'll go through. Tell us about. You can put names on them and all that.
We can. What you see there is actually off of the CNC machines, although we also do have a laser engraver. We can do any logo. I'm going to say any logo. Essentially any logo on any material we put down on a boat. We do the rulers, of course. We do the boat names. We do brands of the boats. We do nicknames on the boats. Anything you want to do on the boat. And
well, it's cool. Y'all just custom call it. I mean, and
if you're going to put it down on the boat, the key here is the fit and finish and what we accomplish in the process. So, you know, measuring the boat, test fitting the boat, scanning the boat, the CAD designers getting involved is what gives you that type of install. There's a reason Jet Boat Pilot's known as being the leader in install quality in SeaDeck. It's really an attention to detail.
And I don't know if you can see on these pictures, and the thickness of you have different thicknesses.
We do.
Right there and in the console area, and I did this, y'all recommended this to me, have a thicker one. Okay, here's the before picture right here. Okay, that's where how my boat looked right there, and then this is after here.
That's right.
That is cool.
You know, and it softens where you're walking. It's non-skid, and even more so once it's wet. You know, you're fishing offshore and you're fishing with 8, 10, 12-ounce lead. Drop one of those on your gel coat boat.
That's another good point. I thought about that.
That doesn't damage that.
That's a good point.
It'll definitely damage your boat.
And all fishermen talk about, you know, staying quiet.
That's
being
right.
quiet. And I don't care if you bounce around on that old fiberglass, they're going to hear that. I'm convinced.
And that's not just for the inshore guys, although certainly inshore, you're going up on a school of tailing redfish. You know, it doesn't take much to spook that school. That certainly does deaden the bottom of the boat. It's quiet. You're not slipping around, losing your balance, banging. It just looks good beside that, but it definitely is very, very quiet.
Okay, all right, we're going to take it away. We're going to do a giveaway, right? Thanks, Jeff, for reminding me. This is going to be, I got it right here. I'm going to let you draw, Richard.
Okay.
This is going to be for, this would be for Sandhill Seafood for the $20-something seafood platter at Sandhill Seafood. And who's our winner? I'll let you read it out.
It is Diane Livingston.
Diane Livingston, you have won, and you're going to have a nice seafood platter sometime this weekend. And if you don't have anybody to help you eat it, give me a call. And I'll be fishing. Don't call me. Take a break. Be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're going to start here with Richard from SeaDeck and one of our locally owned, local workers here, Small Business America, and the product, though, is nationwide and I guess worldwide, maybe. I guess
it is worldwide.
A lot of folks are using it. We're proud to have manufactured to do it. I mean, to put it together right here. So tell us what you got.
So this is an example of some of the logos that we do. Traditionally with SeaDeck, everything gets cut with a CNC machine. So the hook you see up top would be an example of that, or the SeaDeck logo up top would be an example of that. A bold, clean-cut image. But now with laser technology, we have a laser printer. So that laser printer can do things with detail even like this. You know, we've got a marlin grabbing a hold of a dolphin here in detail that, well, makes you want to go fishing. That looks really good. And that can be done large and with pretty much any digital file you're able to provide us, or we can get creative for you and create files, design files, have you proof them, and again, create just about any logo your heart desires.
Really cool stuff. Really neat. Okay, show us some of those behind you. You got some rulers and all. Can you reach them?
Yep, I sure can. So what we have here is examples of some of the rulers. And I brought some of the more common colors today.
Wow.
You know, we do get flashy, but you know, your more common colors, your mochas and your terras and your grays. You know, these are actually available at the shop as well.
You just run by and get those. Are you going to have any of those with you tomorrow?
I will have some of that. They won't be for sale at the trailer, but they're on display.
Okay.
But you know, the shop's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. $10.
Are you serious?
$10.
No way.
Yes, $10.
Folks, I use mine all the time.
Yep.
It is so easy to lay that fish on there.
Yep.
And you don't need to wear your glasses. Okay.
No, you don't.
Because it's big enough to see.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. And what I like, and you can put these anywhere on your boat. I mean, but I like where y'all put mine.
We can, and if you do come by the store and buy them, we'll tell you how to install it, how to prepare the area. You know, you don't want to get it and just slap it on your boat because you do want it to look good, because once you put it on there, it's there.
Yeah.
It sticks, and it sticks well.
Okay, and again, go over the thickness. Do you have the thicknesses of those?
So what we have here
I just want y'all to understand how important that thickness is.
So the rulers you see here are typical 6mm thickness, and that's your standard thickness on a boat. So what you would cover all of your boat, your gunnels, your decks with. There's also 13mm material, which is a little bit thicker material. That's typically used in areas where you're kneeling, maybe a swim platform, up on your casting platforms, deck, poling platforms. And then there's even thicker materials, up to 23 material, that's used in helm pads. It's used on gunnels and combing bolsters, poling platforms, areas in which not only are you wanting the comfort, but you wanting to really dig in when you're standing on it or leaning on it. Not just for comfort, but for safety. Because when you're up on top of a poling platform, for instance, you're leaning into that pole, and you've got several thousand pounds under your feet, and you're only a couple hundred pounds. And I'm being gracious for myself there. Okay. It'll push you off that platform. Where something like this keeps you there. And SeaDek is also re-engineering their 20mm material, so that will be available in the near future. And it's going through a different process, so that's a much spongier material than what we have available right now. The 13 material is made out of that spongier material. And then again, these are your typical 6mm thickness, and in the two most common cuts. So this is a faux teak, and this is a pin line. So on your boat, you use this on the upper levels, and on the floor, you would use something like a teak, or you could do this as well.
And we tried on Panhandle Outdoors, we've always tried from the very beginning to introduce and maintain things that are so important outdoors and make it a little bit more comfortable for us to enjoy the outdoors. And then when SeaDek came along, I said, this is, I was sold on it, really before I get to meet you guys and everything. And then, y'all come on as sponsor. It was just awesome. So I want to recommend it, and I use it a lot myself and all. And they can, of course, come by Monday through Friday, 8 to 5?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And there's a couple different ways to approach it. Bring us your boat. We'll give you an estimate on site for free if you bring us the boat. We also provide that service on site. Give me a call, Rich. Give me a call, 850-890-3307. I'll come out and measure the boat for free. And that kind of begins the process of what it takes to get a boat to look like what you see in the pictures here. There is a process there, and we'll start that process off for free.
All right, now here's my boat. We brought a picture of my boat. This is before. It's sitting out there, and it's a pretty boat. It's a plain boat, okay? But it's a pretty boat. But now, you want to make it a beautiful boat, look what we did to it. And that is all the difference in the world. I mean, I'm so glad. I'm going to show you one more picture of it. This is another angle here. And they worked hard on it, and look at there. And I'm just so proud of it. And you see where my ruler is? I got one on both sides. I'm lazy. Whatever I pull up the fish, I just want to measure them on both sides.
That just means you catch a lot of fish.
Okay. Well, this is cool stuff and all. Again, you're going to be there. What time in the morning?
I'll be there at 8 a.m. to noon, Saturday, West Marine, 23rd Street, Panama City.
Okay. Now we're going to get ready. We're going to get ready for our fishing. We'll come back and do our fishing report and all, but we've got to give away some more stuff this is going to be Tarpon Dock, and I'm going to get you to tell us another. Now, you've already established you're an expert on noodle fishing. So we're going to talk about, when we come back from the break, now we're going to talk about pompano fishing and how Richard has been successful at that too. And we're going to show you all the fishing. Now, this is going to be for Tarpon Dock Seafood. The first winner will be for a $20 gift certificate. So you pull one out for there.
Susan Kosinski.
Susan Kosinski. All right, Susan. All right, that's your $20, and that'll be good. And this will be for the big red snapper year-round.
And this is Ty Ferran
from Telosia. And they just entered this week. Ty Ferran. If y'all ken to Marvin Ferran, he's from here, but he's a deputy there in Leon County. All right, we're going to go ahead and get set up for our fishing report, and we're going to be right back. All right, welcome back. See, well, Richard's come all the way from C Deck this morning. He's got to go back to work, hasn't you?
Yes, sir.
We're missing Will, but we're glad you're here, and we're going to get started with our famous Friday fishing report brought to us by Tarpon Dock Seafood. And I want you to tell and here's what's cool about this. We're talking off air. You know, moves in. He grew up in Tampa, and there's a lot of good fishing down there.
There's a lot of very good fishing.
And you have this passion and love for fishing. You moved up here a couple years ago, and then you started adapted to fishing up here.
That's right. That's right.
And it's like so many of our viewers that do this kind of stuff. Now, tell us recently about your pompano experience.
Well, we had just tracked down bait, and we already had a live well full of shrimp. Mm-hmm. So we were running back north of the pass, and saw a pompano skipping behind the boat. So we had already had corks rigged over a 1/0 hook, so we swung back around and kind of drifted through the area and caught a couple really nice. Actually, lost a couple nice pompano and caught a couple really nice pompano.
And what kind of rig did you have?
I had a 1/0 piece of a 1/0 hook, SSW, 40-pound fluorocarbon, 10-pound Power Pro.
Awesome. Awesome. And right here on the screen, he's talking about right here in the center grounds here, over toward the Redfish Point, and that's some excellent fishing. I want to recommend this weekend in a boat. If you have a boat, to get out there in that area right there. Like I say, the pompano will be coming through here, and also the Spanish, they're still catching Spanish now. So I was this is ground zero coming through the pass and out in St. Andrew Bay right there in the opening. And also now they've been catching some nice pompano off of the pier, okay? And that's off the city, downtown pier. And also, I got some reports from the St. Andrew Marina. They were catching some right there in the middle of the screen. I'm going to keep all the stuff I talk about today right there in the middle of the screen. They were catching some there. So that's going to be excellent fishing. Now, have you done it? How's your redfish and trout fishing? Have you been able to do much of that?
Quite a bit. Red fishing, we pretty much have figured out already. And fishing all of the bays, doing that, just kind of playing off of water temperature, bait, barometer, everything else. Trout fishing, we catch a pile of trout. We've caught a couple over slot fish. Yeah. Still trying to figure the trout out. They seem to be a little different bite here than back home.
Yeah, we're a couple of weeks away from really strong trout bite. Yeah. We talk about season and different things. We talked about this yesterday and all. I want to again recommend these swim baits. These swim baits are doing real well. The baits that you just sort of suspended kind of bait and it's about that much deep in the water and all. But early in the morning now, top water still has been really good. You like the top water fish?
There's not a more exciting way to catch anything than on top water.
I swear, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
it could be a big old bass or big old redfish or big old trout. When they explode on that top water, it's louder. When boom hit.
Well, it is.
And okay, my friends over there in Choctawhatchee Bay, I've got the report. So let's go over to Choctawhatchee or the Walton County folks. Again, the Grayton Beach area. I'm going to hit pompano probably one more week, and then we're going to start talking about. Start hitting some freshwater stuff too. But over there in the Grayton Beach area, pompano fishing is going to be good. Choctawhatchee Bay, they're getting ready now. Next weekend, they're going to have that big redfish tournament, so it'll be a good weekend to go ahead and pre-fish if you're going to enter that tournament over at Nick's, Trey Nick's place, the restaurant there, right there in Freeport. We're going to have a nice tournament. I'm going to try to get up there and cover that too. I don't know if I'll get to fish it, but I sure want to go up there and see that weigh-in. So anyway, good pre-fishing for redfish there. So anywhere along again, people are still talking about that 121-pound catfish that were caught.
Unbelievable.
Now, let's get this straight now. That was not a Bay County catfish. That was a Walton County. Steelfield is in Walton County. by a few miles anyway, but at the fish camp, and that was just, what a special catch that was. I found out this went all over national news and everything, all the people across the country.
It's almost twice the size of the previous world record. That's crazy.
And we were so pleased at Panhandle Outdoors. We got to get up there and interview Joel, and Joel watches the show. He's a big outdoorsman. And here's another thing now, we talked about this. He's only been catfishing 3 years,
wow.
So he's not, he's not an old salt as far as catfishing. He's a good fisherman like you and I. He likes to fish, and has this love for it. But so if you just start out catfishing or just starting out pompano fishing, you can have good luck.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just you got to get out there.
I can guarantee you'll have fun figuring it out anyway.
I know. What a challenge. Yep. Okay, let's run down real quick the Cape San Blas you saw from video we had this week. We're fishing this area right in here, Cape San Blas. Same place I always go. No secret to it, but the state park, that's us open to everybody. Run down to St. Andrews State Park will be okay, but really down there at T.H. Stone Park down at Cape San Blas, you can park right there. I mean, they got a parking area, folks. You park right there. This is Eagle Harbor right there in the middle of the screen. You see that walkway? Walk right down there. One of our viewers talked about everybody in the state park that was pompano fishing limited out this past weekend.
Oh, wow.
Now, that says something right there.
Yes, it does.
Because I know they had some experts, and several of our viewers has limited out, said they've just started pompano fishing recently. So you got to get to it now, but that's a good place to go. Also, you do the same thing, you folks down in Franklin County, Liberty County, come on down to St. George Island, okay? Again, St. George Island will be really hot. I'm gonna get it right here. Come across the bridge. You can go straight out from the bridge early in the morning, okay? Or you go down to St. George, to the state park right here and fish this area right in here. You surf fish all up in there. I had a good friend who was legendary as far as catching right in that area right there in a Jeep way back in the day. We're gonna wrap things up. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You're going to be tomorrow. Tell us one more time.
Tomorrow we will be at West Marine on 23rd Street. That's next to Home Depot from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Bring your boat. Let us measure. We'll give you a free estimate on site.
And get some of the secrets on noodle fishing. That is a neat idea about doing that. Yeah. That's really cool.
It was so much fun.
And that's what I like when people come in with fresh ideas and all and come up with stuff like that. We're going to wrap it up. As always, it's been a great week here in Panhandle Outdoors. Thank you all for watching the show and all the great feedback we've had. And I always appreciate our sponsors. And today, you do something good for your fellow man. You have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.